Well, good evening, Kannaway Nation. Happy to have you on this fine Wednesday evening. We're excited to be able to share some really, really cool stuff with you. And actually, I want to tell you a couple of things before we even get our presentation started. If you're already a member with Kannaway Nation, going to be letting you know that these Hangouts are going to be changing up quite a bit. In fact, this you probably won't be seeing my face for quite a while. We're going to have quite a few people coming in. We're going to be taking the reins with this. And you're going to be hearing some different voices from around Kannaway Nation, some folks who have fallen deeply, deeply in love with the network marketing program. And it's kind of crazy to see that a lot of folks are seeing what I'm seeing. And if this is your first time on a presentation with us, I want to put your mind at ease, because one of the first things that happens when somebody tells you about a program that they're really interested in, you start looking at it, and the first thing that goes off in your head is, I don't know if I want to hear about a network marketing program. And I'm going to put your mind at ease by letting you know I didn't either. I did not want to hear about Kannaway, and I had no interest in really joining at first. And when I looked at this, I thought, this is just not something I can see being involved with. And I want to let you know that after these 45 minutes or so pass and we go through the presentation you're going to see tonight, that by the end of it, I hope and I think that you're going to see. I shouldn't even say hope. I should say I believe you're going to see what I saw in this program. It was, how would I put this into words? I specifically thought that it was a program that wasn't meant for me, specifically because I've worked in network marketing, I've worked from the ownership side, and I never felt like I would join with a company specifically to work with them or work underneath their umbrella. But it really takes strong leadership, an unusual program, an unusual product to be able to draw my attention, and that's what we have here with Kannaway. And you're going to find out what I'm talking about here as we go through our presentation. I also have another little tidbit for you guys. For those of you who are already members with Kannaway, I want to let you know that we got some big news coming this week. Some stuff that a lot of people are very excited about. I can't say a whole lot more than that, but I can tell you, man, if you've been coming to these Hangouts dying for some updated information, we have some coming, and it's coming soon. And it's going to be very exciting for you, provide a big boost for you. So without further ado, though, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this program that we call Kannaway. And what I'm going to start by doing is I'm actually going to launch a video. So I'm going to share out my screen, and you guys are going to come along with me for a little bit of a ride. We're going to learn a little bit about this program, and we're going to be talking about why I found it exciting, why I'm sure you're going to find it exciting, and we're going to tell you a little bit about some of the possibilities, some of what's already happened, why so many people have been drawn to this program. In the first 80-ish days since we've launched, over 80,000 people have come to Kannaway, and we're happy to have you as one of them. We're happy to have you here to learn about this program. We're going to tell you a little bit more about it. So I'm going to share out my screen right now, and I'm going to share with you guys a video that's going to tell you a little bit about how excited we are. So you're going to see this here, and then we'll kick off the presentation. So I'm going to make this full screen, and we'll kick this off.
American hemp must meet the needs of our Army and Navy, as well as of our industries.
Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell.
I think, we've been terribly and systematically misled in this country for some time, and I did part of that misleading. I think it's irresponsible of the medical community not to offer this as an alternative.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I'm now going to sign this farm bill.
I love, love, love that slogan at the end, aspire higher. And you might be sitting here thinking, okay, so that's a hemp-based program we're going to be talking about today, and that's absolutely the truth. And that's part of the reason why when I first flew out to San Diego to take a look at this program by a company called Kannaway, I looked at it and I thought, that's unusual. I don't know that I could participate in a network marketing program that offers hemp as its primary product, but okay, I'll take a look at it and I'll get a better idea for what they have in mind and how they plan on promoting this. And what I saw in San Diego blew me away. And what you're going to see over the next 40-ish minutes or so, I think is going to blow you away as well. Let's start off with this. You're sitting here on Kannaway.com/hangout. Now, if there was a number at the end of that link, then you're actually sitting on someone's replicated Hangout site. What does that mean for you? Well, what it means is that when you join Kannaway, you're going to get a set of tools that help you to promote and build your business. And when you do that, you're going to be able to send people to this very presentation. So if you're looking at this and it's your first time here, I want you to remember that what you're looking at is what other people are going to be able to see, and you'll be able to utilize and lean on this particular presentation to help others understand why you're excited about Kannaway, to help them get involved with you. So the person that sent you to this, if they didn't include that link, the specific link, then you can still enter your information just below this video, and it's going to ask you who referred you to this program. And if you have their ID number, you'll be able to put that in and get attached with them and get to work with them and have a lot of fun with this program. So remember that everything you're looking at here as we go through this presentation is something that once you make the decision towards the end of this program to jump in with Kannaway and get started, you're going to have these exact same tools. And that's all part of this process. The way that we build with Kannaway, we always give you an absolute ton of tools to be able to help others, to assist them, and get them involved and help them to enroll others. So that's a really, really exciting thing. Now, before we get this presentation actually really rolling, one of the first things we want to do is cover an FDA disclosure, the Food and Drug Administration. So we want to let you know that the statements that we're going to make during this presentation haven't been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. So you won't hear us talk about any particular disease or any kind of treatment or anything like that during this presentation. Another thing you want to do, always check with your physician before you start any new dietary supplementary program. So that's exactly what Kannaway is. We're a dietary supplement program, and when you're doing that, when you're looking at the products and services that we offer, you're going to want to check with your physician to be able to do that. Awesome. We got that out of the way, and that's a lot of fun. We always do have to cover that and make sure that everybody knows. Now, to tell you a little bit about the history of, well, first of all, what is Kannaway? The question becomes immediately in your mind, okay, this is a hemp-based program? Is that legal? What is it? Well, here to answer the question right away, what is Kannaway? We're going to bring up a little statement that we tend to use on a day-to-day basis. And when you're a member with Kannaway, believe me and trust me when I tell you, a lot of members with Kannaway have repeated this statement over and over, and it's something that we've come to live by. Kannaway is a hemp lifestyle company with a focus on nutritional wellness whose products contain, and here's where you're going to go, huh? Whose products contain CBD-rich hemp oil. Now, if you've never worked in the field of hemp, cannabis in general, CBD is something you've probably never heard of before. And what's interesting about that is that we're not going to tell you a whole lot about it today. In fact, we're going to encourage you to do something that every member in Kannaway has already done themselves before they made the decision to click the button and join our wonderful, wonderful movement. They've actually gone and done their own research. And that's part of why Kannaway is growing so much, because as people have done that research on what is CBD, so when you go to your browser and you type in the words, what is CBD, what can CBD do for me, what are CBD's effects on the body, you're going to find out some very interesting facts. Well, one website that a lot of people tend to go to is a website called mycbdresearch.com. mycbdresearch.com. After you do your research, you're going to find out some very, very incredible things. And you're going to see why tens of thousands of people have flocked to this company and are excited, because CBD-rich hemp oil goes into every product that you will ever find with Kannaway. We'll cover our products in just a moment, but I want you to remember that's the focus of this company. Our goal is to get CBD-rich hemp oil into the daily usage, the daily habits of every single person that we can. So obviously, when you think about what Kannaway is, I want that to remain your focus, CBD-rich hemp oil. That's the center of the company. Now, to talk a little bit about the history of hemp, because when you first hear the word hemp, what comes to your mind? I'm not going to plant any thoughts in your mind, but think about that. What comes to your mind when you hear the word hemp? Well, there's a long history that with whatever comes into your mind, whatever imagery is there, there's a long history behind that. Let's cover a little bit of that history. Starting off from 1000 BC to 1900 BC, hemp extracts were actually the number 1, 2, and 3 most important and most frequently used medicines for over 2/3 of the world's population. Can you even imagine a brand name of a particular drug or anything like that that would be considered the number 1, number 2, and number 3 most popular, most frequently used medicine on the planet? That's incredible. Those numbers are mind-blowing, and it tells you that what we think of hemp right now isn't where it used to be. It used to be considered this wonderful, amazing plant that could do a lot of wonderful things. So wherever your mindset is right now, I want you to realize it's not exactly probably where it was for a lot of folks throughout history. In fact, this valuable substance wasn't just used for medicine. And moving forward in history, we can see that in 1611, the King James Bible was actually printed on hemp paper. And this is actually off of the Gutenberg press, the first ever movable type press created in history. So one of the very first things ever printed was the Holy Bible on hemp paper. Pretty interesting fact. Now, moving forward into American history, when you look at America and you realize what this country came from and what it became, I want you to realize this fact, that in 1776, the first and second drafts of the Declaration of Independence were written on hemp paper. That means that our founding fathers found it important enough to write down the principles of what this country would be based on a plant that has been sort of demonized ever since. Not ever since, because actually in 1812 we had a war that you might know as the War of 1812. Did you know what that war was actually about? Actually, America went to war with Great Britain over free trade access to Russian hemp. And you've probably heard me say this in the presentations before if you've been on, but the sails on the boat that you see in this very picture were actually made out of hemp. This was a very important and crucial plant to the development of a burgeoning country, one that planned to be a powerhouse and that was moving forward through history. In fact, in almost 100 years later, in 1901, same story. The reliance on hemp was there. The Department of Agriculture in the U.S. actually predicted that the harvesting of hemp fiber would be America's #1 crop. Why? Because this was a crop that was sustainable, that was actually helping out to restore the land that it was being planted in. A crop that could do all kinds of wonderful things, create clothing, rope, that was viable for all kinds of various uses. And so they understood that it didn't take a whole lot to grow hemp as well, and that the usage of water was minimal to be able to grow that particular crop. So you had this movement around a plant that was considered a cornerstone of even our economy and our nation at this point in time. And then things started to change. And here, part of the reasoning behind that is that when you realize that hemp was one product that could possibly put 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 other industries out of business, there came to be this movement against hemp as a product, because when you start to realize that, you realize that, wow, where were the lumberjacks going to go if all the paper was created out of hemp and that sort of thing? So that's why in 1937, Congress in the U.S. passed the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. You might have noticed something that I just said the word marijuana. You also might have noticed that's the first time we said it in this presentation. The Marijuana Tax Act of 1937 levied a tax on anyone who dealt commercially in 3 different things: cannabis, hemp, and marijuana. And this is the first time those things were dropped into one bucket. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, they're all the same thing, well, then I want you to think about this. At what point does wheat become alcohol? Wheat can be used in bread. Wheat can be used in all kinds of things, flour. But if you lumped wheat in with alcohol, you'd have a very, very different opinion of what it is. And that's exactly what this particular act was intended to do, to lump those things together. Now, as things move forward a little from there, we actually saw things kind of reverse tide just a tiny little bit, and this happened for not very long, but in 1942, there was a video created by the U.S. government called Hemp for Victory. That film actually encouraged farmers to grow as much hemp as possible. Now think about that for a moment. The U.S. government encouraged farmers to grow as much hemp as possible. That sounds crazy now, doesn't it? Because we live in a world where this has been a demonized plant for so long. But the purpose behind them doing that is because they needed rope, they needed cloth, they needed cordage, they needed to be able to support this huge war that the effort was ongoing with in World War II. Did you know that American soldiers wore clothing that was made out of hemp during that war? In good part because of this Hemp for Victory movement. So you would think, okay, great. We lost our way for a little bit, but we got our heads back on straight. We believe that this is actually a positive thing and that hemp is a positive portion of our daily lives. But that's not actually the truth, because once again, activists got involved and some big businesses saw that this was going to be a problem for them. So in 1972, President Richard Nixon actually declared all forms of cannabis, illegal by signing into law the Controlled Substance Act. And that might be a big portion of where your thinking might be on what hemp is and what it can do for you. A big portion of what we believe is what's been fed to us by the government and by the powers that be. So it's taken a long time to pull out of that mindset. 1972 to 2014. It's a long road to come to where we are now, where the tide really is starting to shift. Because in 2013, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who was nominated to become the Surgeon General and turned it down, ended up publicly reversing his professional stance on medical cannabis. Here was his statement. He said, "I think it's irresponsible of the medical community not to offer this as an alternative." And that's pretty crazy, and that's a pretty wonderful thing, because it shows that the tide is officially turning. And this wasn't the last piece of the tide, and there's a lot more to come, obviously, but earlier this year, on February 7th of 2014, President Barack Obama signed something called the Farm Bill. And that's what made it federally legal to grow hemp in America for the first time in a very, very, very long time. We can see that people are starting to understand that the cornerstone of this economy that was knocked out so many years ago is crucial to the revitalization of the American economy and helping people out. So Kannaway understood that. They understood that and have been really leading the charge. When you talk about a public face for the charge behind helping to get hemp into people's daily lives, Kannaway is probably leading the way more than any other company, any other person, any other activist around. And that's a pretty impressive role to take on, understanding that 80,000 people have come to take a look at Kannaway in about 80 days or so. Around the world in 80 days, not quite, because right now we're just in America. But hold on to your doors, kids, because this ride is going to get crazy, and the doors are going to open up for other countries as we move forward. This is not going to be exclusively an American thing, but right now we're focused on starting where this movement is starting, from San Diego, California, where the headquarters are based for Kannaway. So this company realized that there was something important that needed to be done, and they took action. And that action happened on April 20th of 2014 in Denver, Colorado. Kannaway actually launched, and you'll hear this slogan towards the bottom here a fair amount with Kannaway. And this is how we really treat things, this is how we believe. Kannaway is a movement with a pay plan. So the movement comes first. We're here to affect and change people's lives. And a big portion of how we can do that can often be through a pay plan, helping people get compensated for their efforts in helping change the lives of others. And so we have a company here that's leading the charge, that has a strong vision, that they have an understanding of what's been happening thus far. Now, to this point, what we've really talked about is the problem. We've seen the problem clearly, that we've had this wonderful plant that's been pushed aside and that we've been told is a negative thing. So in front of you is a wonderful quote from a man named Bill Gates, who was the founder of Microsoft, and who's a big philanthropist to this point in time. He says, I believe that if you show people the problems and you show them the solutions, they will be moved to act. That's what we'd like to see with you today. We're showing you the problems. We just showed you the problem. Now we're about to show you the solution. The solution is an exceptional company by the name of Kannaway. When you have a company with the kind of leadership that we've got, then you can trust that it's going to go the right direction. Let's talk a little bit about what Kannaway has accomplished in the first 80 days or so since we've gone into our launch period. The number in front of you says 50,000 enrollees in 50 days. Might change that number to 80,000 enrollees in 80 days. You can see that things are moving quickly with this company. This is a company that has traction, that people are reacting to. One of the interesting things about Kannaway to me is that when you tell somebody about it, even if their immediate answer is, no, I'm not interested right now, they come back and they ask more questions. And then even if they still say, not at this time for me, they come back, they ask more questions. And you can see why those numbers are piling up, because there's a lot of curiosity about how this company is doing what it's doing, why they're doing what they're doing, how they've been able to accomplish what they've done so quickly in such a short period of time, and it's very impressive. Part of that is because they've invested over $2 million into our launch. That's a big part of why we're able to support so many people, why we're able to ship out as much product as we have. In fact, just this week, it was a big week for us because we were able to ship out some of the newer products that we had recently announced. And that's a big moment for us in our history, and you're going to see us making history as we move forward. In fact, this is what we call the fastest growing global trend. So, if you've been in network marketing before, you've probably heard people talk about some of the bigger industries out there. 20 years ago, it was phone cards. Imagine that. There was huge network marketing companies based around phone cards that let you dial to other countries. So when you're attached with a network marketing company, if you want to be very, very successful, one of the best things you can do is attach yourself to something that everyone's already talking about. And that's very hard to find in network marketing. So when folks are sitting around your office, if you have a day job, you might consider, hopefully, as you look to join Kannaway, this can become your day job. This can be your real job, your fun job. This is the one that we expect to be able to be rewarding for you. But if you have a current 9-to-5 job and you hear people talking on a daily basis, how often does the subject of cannabis, hemp, or marijuana come up? It comes up fairly often. When you turn on your television, how often does the subject come up? Your radio, open the newspaper, surf the web. You're going to see it mentioned over and over and over and over and over, whether it's laws that are being passed, whether it's action that's being taken, whether it's about activists, whether it's about states that are opening up the doors to access to hemp or marijuana or cannabis. This is a subject that's on people's minds, and you want to be with a company that's on people's minds. That's exactly what Kannaway is. In fact, we're in a country that is a $46 billion industry already for hemp. Already it's a $46 billion industry. So where are we going? Is it going to get bigger? What do you think? I would say that yes, absolutely. We're going to see those numbers go through the roof. And Kannaway is going to be leading the charge. And you have an opportunity to team up with that and get that kind of traction as you build a company in internet or network marketing. Of course, to be able to do that, you need experienced leadership. You need people who understand the vision of the product, the vision of what this company wants to become, and you need to be able to trust those people to take it over the goal line so that when you invest your future with someone, you understand that they have your back. And that's what we have here with Kannaway. I'm going to introduce you to a few different folks who I've found to be very impressive, and I've gotten to know these guys a lot more since I flew out to San Diego the first time. I was a face in a crowd. I got to hang out with a bunch of people who were coming in from around the country. And I had a limited amount of time with the gentleman that you see on the screen. And in that limited time, I thought, wow, these guys really are impressive. And now that I happen to work for this wonderful company, on a daily basis, day after day after day, I see these guys tearing it up. You are going to be hard-pressed to put 3 people on a screen that work harder than the 3 guys you see pictured here. And you don't even see pictured the other 2 guys in the bottom left-hand corner who work just as hard. It's incredible. Mr. Jeff Rogers up in the top left-hand corner is actually the CEO of Kannaway. Really, really trust Jeff and his judgment. He's created a couple of companies and taken them to over 500,000 members in network marketing. Do you know how difficult it is to get to those kind of numbers? There's network marketing companies that won't see 80,000 people, and then I'm using the 80,000 marker to talk about Kannaway, by the way. You won't see companies get to those kind of numbers in their lifeline of existence. They will never get to 80,000. And we've seen Kannaway get to 80,000 people that have come and taken a look at it within 80 days. Those are ridiculous numbers, guys. And a big part of that comes from the fact that we've got experienced leadership in the form of Jeff Rogers, who really understands what it takes to create that kind of traction, to help people to understand how exciting this opportunity is. To his right is a gentleman by the name of Troy Neihart. And this guy would really be considered the visionary behind Kannaway. You know, a lot of folks, if you said, well, I want to start a network marketing company that has a CBD-rich hemp oil as its focus, I would almost bet you that about 99.9% of them would tell you you're crazy. And Troy had a real vision and wasn't going to let up on it, and he still isn't letting up. In fact, this is a guy that works consistently and regularly to bring new and exciting things to the table with Kannaway. And obviously, I would have been one of those folks that would have said this company wouldn't work. And I would have been completely wrong. I am completely wrong, and I'm glad I realized that and was able to jump on board with these guys and understand the vision that they had. It's nice to have such incredible leaders who have such wonderful vision like Troy. Christopher Hussey is one of the most tireless, incredible workers I've ever known in my life. He put together an incredible company called ShareEngine, and before he came on with Kannaway, this was going to be a focus of his, and it still is a focus. What's wonderful about it is Kannaway decided to hire Chris on full-time as the Chief Technology Officer, and that role's really expanded. I'm glad for that because he's actually now our Chief Marketing Officer as well. And this is someone who understands how to market properly using tools that are built for the modern age and tools that are built for the old schoolers. Both ways are incredibly positive ways to build, and he embraces that and has given us some incredible tools to be able to accomplish that, including the one you have on your screen right now. So if you're here at kannaway.com/hangout, that's something that was put into place and was one of many brainchilds brought to birth by Christopher Hussey, and we have a lot more tools coming your way. One of the things I was telling you before this Hangout started that I was excited about is something else that Christopher created, and you'll find out more about it this week when he's ready to announce that. This is exciting stuff, though, and it's really going to help everybody in Kannaway. Bottom left-hand corner, we have our legal team. We have Scott Warren from Wellman & Warren, and we have Kevin Thompson from Thompson & Burton. And I tell you what, if you have never really dug in and found out much about the legal side of network marketing, you at least know this, that it's important to have an incredibly strong legal team. And these guys are the best of the best of the best. But better than that, Kevin Thompson was on stage in Denver, and he specifically said that he chased down Kannaway, that he wanted Kannaway to be his client. And that's incredible because, specifically, this is the first time in his history that he's ever actually gone to a company and wanted to work with them instead of the other way around. We're blessed to have Kevin Thompson on board. We're blessed to have Scott Warren on board. And my goodness, there could not be a stronger team than what you see in front of you on this screen. That's incredible stuff. But that's not enough. It's still not enough. With the best leadership on the planet, you are not going to have a company that's successful unless they have something incredible to offer to people. And that's what we have. Once again, we have very, very, very unique products. Now, when I say that, that might sound, oh, okay, yeah, they're unique. All right, fine. Tell me about a company that's creating hemp-based, CBD-rich hemp oil products that are available for daily use by their members. You won't find it out there. And so it's incredible to be able to work in this space and have the kind of products that we do. Let's talk about some of those products. You're going to see three of them here on the screen. Well, you're going to see an entire line of products in the top left-hand corner, and then a line of products also in the bottom right-hand corner, as well as our hemp vape. Top left-hand corner, Cannabis Beauty Defined, our anti-aging line, has been reviewed and covered by experts in this field, experts that are considered the best of the best. Those people have told us that they think this is the finest anti-aging line they've ever seen. That anti-aging line was infused with our CBD-rich hemp oil and has come to be considered by most to be one of the most incredible things they've ever seen. This is fantastic, folks, because this puts you in a position where you have something that's going to appeal to so many types of people, and the people that are using it, the people that were actually able to win our contest before our April 20th event in Denver, Colorado, and had the opportunity to use this on a daily basis, have felt so blessed to be able to receive that and use it. And I know that a lot of folks that had ordered our premier packs and some of these things out there are going to be receiving those this week or next week. And as they do, and you start to utilize this product line, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. You're going to find that you really, really love it. And so I don't want to go too much farther with that, but I do want to tell you that that's a beauty line that people are absolutely raving about. On a personal level, for me, the hemp vape that you see at the top right-hand corner, I think is one of the coolest, easy-to-use, daily usage products that you can bring with you in public and garner interest in your home-based business. Now, if you're using it just at home, then you're probably in the wrong place. My recommendation would be get out, talk to folks in a coffee shop, and you know, a lot of folks. What I found interesting is I've had a lot of people come up to me when I have the product with me. If I'm in a Starbucks or out at a shopping mall or out doing some grocery shopping, whatever it might happen to be, and I have my hemp vape with me, it's got a really beautiful logo right on the side of it that says hemp vape. So one of the first questions people ask me is that legal? Yes, it's 100% legal in all 50 states. It can be shipped right to your door. Really? What is it? Well, this is a vaporizer that contains CBD-rich hemp oil. It's got a wonderful flavor. Well, what's CBD? I can't tell you. You're going to have to find out for yourself. And as people do, they are interested. They want to know more. And they want to join with you in something that we're calling a movement with a pay plan. And the hemp vape is a great way to do it. As you probably know already, if you have one, if you already are fortunate enough to have one at your use, then you know already that it has a nice little stylus tip on the end of it that you can use on your iPad, on your iPhone. So this is a great way to replace some daily habits. If you're out there and you have this product and you're not using that every single day on your iPhone, on your iPad, make sure you are, because people are asking about just the stylus tip alone. And then you can put it in your mouth and be able to vape a little bit and let them know this is something that you love using on a daily basis. The Kannaway products, very similar kind of thing as far as being able to sample market with these. These are bite-sized chews, about the size of a Starburst, that fit in your pocket, that you can tape your business card to and hand out to folks throughout their day. What is Kannaway? What does that mean? Kannaway is an energy chew. If your daily habits consist of 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day, a few energy drinks a day, this is what can replace those habits. Imagine being able to replace those with a product that has CBD-rich hemp oil infused in it. That's what these were created for, and as you can see, they come in multiple flavors. The ones you see on your screen: cinnamon, sour kick, and icy kick. And on top of that, though, so you might be looking at the screen and thinking, okay, that's pretty cool. Wow, that's really cool. Oh, that's awesome. Is that where it ends? No, that's not where it ends, actually, because on the bottom left-hand corner, you see that we have 70-plus products in research and development. So this is not the end. Kannaway understands that you want to have your CBD-rich infused products available to you in the format that you would like. And so we're not going to stop with what you see on our screen. In fact, we have another product coming in Atlanta that we're going to announce there at the event. If you haven't purchased your tickets to Atlanta, you need to purchase your tickets to Atlanta, by the way. So for those of you who are already members, make sure you take advantage of that. If you're not a member with Kannaway also, you can come to our free opportunity presentation being held in Atlanta at the Sheraton downtown, free on Thursday, free on Friday. So if you come down, take a look, you love what you see, and you happen to buy one of our packages, you'll actually get a free ticket to our event on Saturday. You can also invite some folks to the next free opportunity presentation on Friday if you happen to enroll on Thursday. So it's a great way, if you're out there already, to build your business. If you haven't gone and locked in and got a ticket to the event, you got to do that. You're going to hear some incredible stuff, some great speakers, and it's a wonderful way to kickstart your Kannaway business. Of course, once again, we come right back to it. We got great products. We got great leadership. We see a problem. We have a solution. But what does that mean for you personally? Does that mean that you're going to be able to have a company that's actually going to support you and be able to take you to the top? Well, that's what we feel we have with Kannaway, and that's why we call this a breakthrough opportunity. When you have a breakthrough opportunity, you want to talk about different ways that you can possibly and potentially earn income. And we're going to talk about 4 or 5 of those ways in this discussion, and then you're going to see a slide towards the end of this opportunity portion. It's going to tell you that we actually have 11 different ways for you to earn income with Kannaway. And that's when it's time for you to do your research again. So we've talked about the CBD and going and doing research on that. I'm also going to kind of give you guys a homework assignment so that after you get joined up and locked in with Kannaway, you can learn about all the details of our compensation plan. But before getting into the details, I will tell you this. I've taken this compensation plan to people that I have a lot of respect and trust for. People who understand compensations, a lot smarter folks out there than me, guys. I'll tell you that. And there's no better way to get good advice than to take it to somebody who understands better than you do what you're looking at. And the folks that I've taken this compensation plan to have told me one thing and one thing only. This is one of the strongest compensation plans I've ever seen. And I think you're going to feel the same way. Let's start off with retail or direct sales income. When you join up with Kannaway, you become a brand ambassador, which means you're going to have wholesale access or access to our wholesale pricing. And as you start to share our wonderful products with people, as people start to see the results from you using your Cannabis Beauty Defined skincare line, as you bring the hemp vape with you on a daily basis, as you use the Canna Kick Chews to get energy, and people are asking you about it. Folks that don't necessarily want to participate in a network marketing opportunity, but they do like your products and they want to buy them. You can direct them to your very own retail store. So you don't have to have a brick and mortar store that you pay rent on. You don't have to have an employee running it. 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day. You don't have to have a cash register, a merchant account, a credit card swiping machine, a fulfillment service, a delivery service. You don't have to worry about manufacturing. That's all the stuff we'll do for you. So the difference between your wholesale price and the retail price is your direct sales income. So that you'll be able to put in your pocket and consider it a paycheck for just sharing the wonderful products that Kannaway offers through your very own website. And you're going to see some improvements to that website that we even announced this morning in an email that went out. You're going to learn more about that in Atlanta. That's some exciting stuff that's coming. Next up, you're thinking to yourself, this is amazing, this is awesome, I would love to join this company. I'd like to be able to get into business and do something that I hopefully can afford. Well, we make it real easy for you to do that. On a month-to-month basis, if you bring in preferred customers and give them the opportunity to purchase their own product at a discounted price with us, they're going to be called preferred customers. And once you bring in 3 of those people, your own product order is going to be free. For details on that, refer to our compensation plan document that I told you to go take a look at and do some research on. But this is an awesome, awesome way to essentially be in a place where you're getting your product for free from the company on a month-to-month basis, and you're qualifying yourself to be able to earn some serious money. What a great way to be in business and do it from home. This next slide here, the 8 weeks to success, probably my favorite portion of our compensation plan. Everybody's going to have something they focus on. I think this would be one that a lot of folks would be very wise to think about. What's the best thing you can do for somebody when they get into a network marketing company? Put a paycheck in their pocket as quick as you can. That's the best thing you can do. Kannaway agrees with that, they understand that, and that's why they created 8 weeks to success. When you first enroll in Kannaway, you have 8 weeks to take advantage of a huge bonus pool. In order to participate, what you're going to want to do is, number one, at the end of this presentation, you're going to fill in your information just below this video, and you're going to sign up to become a brand ambassador. Next up, you choose the starter package that best fits your lifestyle. Then number 3, you're going to actively build your business by enrolling 1 new qualified brand ambassador per week. So 1 person every 7 days. Not very difficult for 8 weeks. And by doing that, you're going to receive your share of weekly commissions, and this is the important part, based on total qualified company volume. So we take total company volume, and it pays out to people who are just getting started. That's a huge boost, because essentially what we're saying is we value your work so much that we want to give you a company or a portion of what the entire company has generated. And that is a huge, huge way to get you started and get you into a place where you got a paycheck in your pocket and you're able to go to work and have a lot of fun while you're doing it. This is, if you don't focus on anything else in this presentation on how to build your business with Kannaway, this is the one thing you need to know. And for more details on this, I really encourage you to get with the person who brought you to tonight's Hangout and get a great understanding for the 8 weeks to success, because that's going to be your vehicle towards creating your own dreams within Kannaway. Our first order bonus. This is really nice, because as you go out and you're sharing this program with others and they find a package that suits their lifestyle, once they order one of those packages, for every Premier pack,
you're going to get a $150 check. You're going to get it this week as well. That's a week-to-week payout. The lifestyle package, you're going to earn $75. Premier pack, $150. The essential package, $25. What's great about this, and I know I've talked about this before on some of the Hangouts, but we pay you out with Kannaway on a weekly basis, and then you also have your monthly paycheck that comes out. And I just like to say, good luck finding a corporation that's going to pay you every week and every month, because that's what you have here with Kannaway. It puts you in a good place. You know, a lot of folks, when you're first getting started in network marketing, it might take you a little while to get to that point where you've replaced your 9-to-5 income. But once you do, isn't it great to have access to that as quickly as possible? And that's what Kannaway has chosen to do. And this first order bonus is a big piece of that, because you go out and share with others and they buy the Premier Pack, $150. You sell 10 Premier Packs, $1,500. And it grows from there. So it's a great way to get yourself into income very, very quickly. Now, this next slide, a lot of people's eyes kind of roll in the back of their head. They get really excited. Oh my gosh, luxury car program. And you know what? We agree with you. This is huge. This also means as you start to see some success within Kannaway, and as you start to build and grow within our program, you start to rank up through the ranks. And once you've reached the rank of National Marketing Director, you're going to be able to qualify for our luxury car program. And at that rank, you're going to get a check every single month towards your car of your choice for $500. That's an awesome bonus, because now you have people attracted to you in your business who understand, wow, this person knows how to be successful. They're really going out and getting it done. How can you afford your new car? Well, I'm with this program called Kannaway. And I've seen success with it because people are really interested in our CBD-rich hemp oil products. And as you start to rank up, then your check goes up with that. Because at Gold Executive, you're going to be getting a check for $750 every single month for the lease on the car of your choice. At Diamond, that moves up to $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month towards your luxury car. And without even reaching our very top rank, so once you get to triple diamond, which is not our top rank in the company, we're going to write you out a check for $75,000 towards the car of your choice. That is mind-blowing, and it puts you in a great position to be able to let others know that you are having success in this program. Like we talked about before, there's 11 ways to earn in this program. We covered a lot of them on the left. The ones on the right have more to do with your team growing. So as your team starts to grow, as your team starts to get excited, as you start to help create other leaders that are in your organization, you're going to see the benefits from that. And you're going to see them in the first order team bonus, team override bonus, the differential infinity bonus, our coded infinity bonus. We have 3 bonus pools that you can participate in as you rank up, and then generous cash bonuses and rewards right there on the bottom. All the details are fully laid out in our entire compensation plan, which is up on the website at kannaway.com/comp plan. So if you want to learn more about that, you can dig in there. But what you're going to find is the industry experts are loving what we've put together. It's very, very exciting. So now the question becomes, okay, I love it. It's awesome. I agree. I wasn't really sure before, but now I'm all in. I really want to do this. How do I join Kannaway Nation? Well, we're going to lay out the steps for you. Step number 1, you want to become a Kannaway brand ambassador. That's $15 per month. And at $15 per month, you're going to see a few things that includes. Number 1, of course, access to the Kannaway compensation program. Number 2, the Kannaway marketing system. So again, this website that you're on, a part of the Kannaway marketing system. Multiple versions of our sales sites. So if you have a message that resonates well with you or resonates well with the people you're sharing this with, that's the one you'll want to give out to your people. And you have your choice. And if one is working for a while and stops working, you can choose a different one. And we have all kinds of options back there. We also give you all kinds of email content to be able to email to your downloads. We give you swipe content for your Facebook page so you can literally copy it and paste it to your Facebook wall and share it with your friends. We give you all kinds of tools that come with that marketing system. Of course, your virtual back office comes with that. Our business training system comes with that. So as you grow as a leader and you want to get more information on how to really expand and help grow your influence with your group, help them out, those tools are there for you. Step number 2, you want to choose the starter package that best fits your lifestyle. So we have a few different options, and those options really cover all kinds of things. We have essential packages that are exclusive to the hemp vape. We have essential packages that are exclusive to the Cannabis Beauty Define line. So it doesn't matter which price point you pick, you're still going to have options within that price point. If you want to start out fast and be able to earn faster, you can choose the Premier package. If you want to start out at a lower rate like the Essential package, you can do that, and you can earn your way up to the kind of earnings you would get with the Premier package right off the bat. We give you choices with this program. This is an inclusive, not an exclusive program. But I will tell you this, there are rewards to making the right choice, and you can dig in and find out more and choose the one that's right for you. And as you do, I think you're going to find that Kannaway and the products that come with the package that you choose, I think you're going to fall in love with them. I know I did myself. Step 3, we already covered this a little bit, 8 weeks to success. This is one of those programs that you need to understand, and you need to really get with the person that brought you to this program to get that understanding. The real key to it is, as you join, you have 8 weeks, and those 8 weeks start with the moment that you chose to become a brand ambassador. So now, from that point forward, you have the opportunity to go and share, share, share. And as you do, with the more people you share, the more opportunity you've got to earn from that company-wide bonus pool that we talked about. And as you do so, you're going to find that your own success, your own ability to be able to operate in this home-based business network marketing world is vastly increased from where you thought it might be as you start out. And the best part about that, of course, you get a paycheck in your hands really, really quickly, which helps you to help others do the same. So this is a cascading kind of thing because it helps out the leaders who enroll others to help them be successful on their first 8 weeks. So you're going to see a lot of people within Kannaway are helping others. And that's the beautiful part about this program. This entire thing was really designed to be able to help out others. I know you've already seen that yourself because as we've talked about this Kannaway Nation movement, I know you see a company that wants to help others. I know that you see products that you absolutely love. I know that you see the kind of interest and intrigue that this company brings to the table, and I know that you see how many people that have already seen this and have already joined with us. We want to welcome you to Kannaway Nation. Now's your time to get started and lock arms with us in this movement with a pay plan. To do that, just below this video, scroll down a little bit. You're going to be able to put in your information there, your email address, and connect with the person that brought you to this presentation. Get locked in with us. We want you to be a part of this movement. We want you to be a part of this nation, this Kannaway Nation as we like to refer to it. And of course, once you do that, we think that you're going to see some seriously incredible things happening, both for yourself and with this company as we move forward in 2014. We want to thank you very much for joining this presentation tonight. We look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night. Remember, we got big announcements this week. You're going to be hearing a different voice tomorrow night. You're going to be hearing from Billy Funk tomorrow night, who's going to give us an amazing opportunity presentation. And moving forward, you're going to see even more different voices coming on. People that you probably know, love, and recognize already, who you've spoken with on the phone or worked with or connected with on one of our Facebook pages. As you do, you're going to see everybody's got a different voice. Everybody has a different reason. What's your reason? We want to hear from you. The time is now. Take the action. Join up with us in Kannaway Nation, and we'll see you at the top. Thanks, everybody, for joining this evening, and have a wonderful night.